Your financial identity was largely shaped by watching your parents handle physical cash and bills. But in today's society where everything is digital, how does that shape young people's perceptions of money and their own money scripts? And the answer might actually really surprise you. I'm a certified financial planner. I talk about money psychology, and we are witnessing a really fascinating psychological shift in how different generations form their financial identities through technology. And it's reshaping our relationship with money in really profound ways. So, for most of human history, money was tangible, like coins, cash, checkbooks, physical bills. And so our financial beliefs, which psychologists call money scripts, developed through observing real transactions and experiencing the emotional weight of physical exchange, handing someone physical money and getting a physical item often in return. But for digital natives, money exists primarily as numbers on screens. There's no piggy banks, there's no cash register interactions, there's no checkbook balancing. Instead, our financial identities form through vastly different experiences like Venmo transactions, online banking, in-app purchases, and increasingly exposure to financial content on social media platforms like TikTok. This shift is creating fundamentally different psychological relationships with money. Research shows that Gen Z and younger millennials often struggle with abstract concepts like compound interest and debt, and part of the reason could be that they have maybe not experienced the physical sensation of accumulation or depletion that reinforce these concepts for previous generations. And on top of this, we have like certain types of financial influencers that have replaced traditional, or what we would call traditional authority figures as sources of money wisdom. A recent study found that nearly 40% of Gen Z gets financial advice primarily from social media. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think social media has democratized a lot of types of information. However, this can create new, really algorithmically shaped money perceptions that can often prioritize quick returns and social signaling and material possessions over traditional long-term financial planning, which is often not very sexy. And so, as financial education happens increasingly on digital spaces instead of in the physical world, we really need to recognize that younger generations maybe aren't necessarily developing worse money habits. They're developing entire psychological frameworks for understanding value, risk, and even financial identity itself. Financial literacy has been a problem in this country for decades, and for parents and educators, we need to recognize this issue and really create intentional learning experiences that build or bridge the gap between digital convenience and financial reality.